Hello, good evening everyone. You can hear my voice, please reply me one so that I can know that who is inside the webinar room already and you can hear me clearly. Can anyone reply me one? Is my voice loud and clear? Is my voice loud and clear? Loud and clear. Can anyone reply me one if you can hear my voice clearly? Okay, good. Good evening to everyone. Welcome you to ML Academy FB Live today. I'm Len, the MC for tonight. Great to see all of you. Brian. Hi, Sokha. Hi, Sokha. Long time no see. Oolong. Whoa. Joseph. And Zheng. Edward. Edward, you are our fans, right? Thanks for supporting us all these times. I'm Len. I'm the MC for tonight. Great to see all of you and a warm welcome to the FB Live webinar tonight. Today, we are going to talk about how to achieve 6 to 7 figures online through webinar. As far as I think all of us understand, right? Now we are on the COVID-19. The reason why we choose this topic is also because the current situation is not that we can choose whether we want to wait or we don't want to wait for the reopening. Even for the reopening, right? As I think all of you see the budget today, right? The economy is not going to be very promising, and there are more and more companies that is closing down. In March, right, there's 4,000 companies closing down, and in April there's more than 8,000 if you follow the statistics. And in May and June, I believe that they will have more companies closing down. So you and me, if you're a business owner, right, I believe that you want to do something about it, and that's it. We will to depends on the offline, and we don't do anything. We don't know when the business is going to pick up, correct or not? If you agree with me, please reply me. 666, give me a 666. Hi, Sokha. Good to see you. 666. Anyone hear me? Do you agree with me that we have no choice but we have to go live now, right? Whether we like it or we don't like it, we have to go live now, right? So the question is, when we go live, there are many ways to go live. Whether you go to FB Live or you go to Zone or you go to other software or OBS or other applications. But the question that we got to ask is, when we go live, right, what are the ends and what is the objective that we are going to target for, and how we are going to conduct it, and how do we actually achieve the result that we are targeting for. So today, right, it's a great honor that we get someone from HyperFame. His name is Douglas, Mr. Douglas. Mr. Douglas has been in the digital marketing for years. And as far as I understand, because he's a friend of mine, he has been switching very fast during this COVID-19. He has been doing events, seminar, workshops also. But during this COVID-19, right, his company is actually doing pretty well. So I thought it would be good for him to come out to share about some tips or knowledge and how he managed to do it, and how he actually helped his company and his client to do it also. So before we come to invite him to come on board, let me have 1 minute to share about the organizer. The organizer is ML Academy. So who is ML Academy? Let me pull out the PPT here. ML Academy is actually one of the affiliated company of ML International Holding. Okay, so ML Management was incorporated in 2011. So with a short span of 9 years, right, the company actually transformed from a basic accounting service into an integrated and diversified firm, delivering high quality education, training and consulting with corporate advisory as its core. Our company also offers capital and project investment options and provide business owners with an international platform to leverage on. Our headquarters is located at Raffles Place, We have 5 affiliated company, and Academy is one of the affiliated company for ML International Holdings. So these are our businesses. You can see, right? We actually based on business school, that means education as our base, and accounting, corporate services as our core businesses. And we use real estate, which is movable and immovable properties, immovable investment as a security. At the same time, right, we build offline and online international platform and do pairing and resource matching. So for the past, before COVID-19, we actually run workshop, seminars, preview every month. And our preview and workshop, right, is ranging, you can see, right, every time it's full house, ranging from 30 to 100 packs of participants. So we has been running that since May 2019. So until now, right, our students and participants that actually sign up for our courses should be more than few thousands participants that sign up. And in last October, we actually this is our first workshop, great mega workshop that we held in Ramada, Singapore. It's actually the turnout is pretty good. There's more than 300 packs that sign up for the course, the workshop, and the outcome is very satisfied. So because of COVID-19, we, instead of running the workshop offline, right, we actually move it to online. So our purpose as ML Academy is to learn. We aim to provide a platform to learn, to grow, and to prosper. So if you have any questions about our company, right, you can actually contact us or write us an email. We will always be there. Okay. So so you see, our aim is to provide a place to learn, to grow, and to prosper. So most importantly, right, we hope everyone understand that because we are event organizer, so we would like to give a disclaimer also. So we are education purpose platform. So we ensure that every whether online or offline seminar and workshop that we conducted, right, we enrich with the knowledge and tips and so-called education and training provided through every online or offline workshop. So like, for example, today, right, our speaker, he's very good in digital marketing. So we invited him to actually come on board to share about how to actually go webinar and be able to close effectively. So we are not recommending any vendors or service provider or any service or product, but we actually get good speaker to come and speak, to give knowledge, education, so that our participants, our audience, have the options, have the knowledge, and be able to choose wisely. So to have an informed decision. This is where we are coming from. That means we are not responsible for your profit, neither your losses also. So if you require any specific professional help, right, please do so. So last but not least, do enjoy the learning. Okay. Now we go back to the topics tonight. The topics tonight is how to achieve 6 to 7 figures online through webinar. Let's have our keynote speaker today, Mr. Douglas Ng. Mr. Douglas Ng is the co-founder of HyperFame, and he is also Singapore Business Unit of Zhong Shan Daxue. Let's have a warm welcome to invite Mr. Douglas Ng to speak and to share for us tonight. Thank you. Douglas, please. Douglas.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lin, for inviting me. Wow, I'm super pumped, super excited to share this with you guys. I've gained a lot of learning from Zhong Lao Shi. So when I was asked to share, I know it's time to actually pay it forward and share stuff with you that will really benefit the family. So I love all of you, and I will try my best to share as much as possible. So I'm going to try to keep this as engaging and interactive as possible, but do note that I'm not a professional speaker. I'm usually the one behind the scenes, scripting, etc. So when we are going to be talking, what we are going to be talking about today, right? What Zhong and Liu Zhong, Lin want me to share with all of you is specifically how my team writes webinars for our clients to earn millions. Okay, so we're going to talk about our 3-step system to writing profitable webinars without falling victim to what I call the expert's trap. Okay, we're going to dive deeper into what that means in just a little. Okay, so our content today is 100% focused on how to write effective sales presentations that influence and convert cold traffic into buyers. And that will be around like 45 minutes, okay? And my goal here is to make today's training worth, I say at least like 5K to your business. Now, what I'm sharing with you guys, right, is exactly how a team writes sales presentations. How copywriters, how an agency, how you write sales presentations and sales webinars, all right? So, of course, through what I share here, you will get the insights and ideas on how to create this on your own. So my only ask is that you treat it as if you really paid 5,000 to learn this, okay? So what this means exactly is that you can't be half interested. I know how online trainings can work, and I'm guilty of it sometimes. You can have every opportunity in the world to have multiple windows open, checking email and whatever it is. So if you like to get 5K worth of value from this training, and you need to be focused and you need to be fully engaged, all right? So if you are with me right now, like, can you just say hi on the chat so that I can see that you are with me? If you are still with me, like, type hi in the comment section so that I know that you guys are still with me. Awesome, awesome. Thanks, Sui Heng. Okay, so why do I say that? Because webinars, right, are meant to be engaging, okay? They are the only marketing platform out there that I can think of that are designed specifically to be engaging, which is one of the primary reasons why they're so effective at converting cold prospects, cold leads into sales. So to keep this engaging so that you can consume as much content as possible, I'm going to try to have slots between the presentation where I will pause to ask the questions garnered. So if time permits and that I don't lose you halfway, okay, towards the end, we also have a 10 to 15 minutes Q&A session. So if you have any questions, just type it down in the comment section directly. I may not answer it immediately, but I promise we'll get to it, yeah? Okay, right now, here's a little treat. The best way to keep this engaging is to actually deliver a workshop for you, okay? So we have a workshop halfway where you might even land new customers and leads on this workshop. Sounds cool? So I need you to pay attention, and I'll be going through all of that, and I'll be showing you exactly how we do this. So I'm very, very excited about this. So to start, I want to take a quick survey. So if today you are here to actually like sell your services, your own services, type 1 in the chat. If you are here to sell your product, type 2. If you want to use webinars to actually sell your course, type 3. And if you want to be a speaker for others, type 4. So I can have a rough gauge to what the composition of the audience is. Then maybe we can we can sway the presentation more towards you guys. There's like a 5 to 10 seconds lag. So just let me know if you guys want to use webinars to sell a service, type 1, your product, type 2, course, type 3, and if you want to be a speaker on a webinar, type 4. Okay, I see a 2. Hi, Candy. Anna 2, sell product. Okay. Anyone looking to sell your course or service, or you would like to actually be a speaker to actually help others sell their webinar? 1 and 2, awesome. I see. Great, great. There's a lot of 1 and 2. So today we'll focus more on product and service. Okay, let's continue. So you can learn how to include this as a weapon to generate another stream of income for your business. And guys, you get paid lots of money for this. Like the most we have been paid on an upfront fee is 30K, right? So this is super, super valuable. So when I say this training is worth like 5K, please believe me that this is worth at least 5K, right? So here's what you're going to learn today. What we're going to be discussing is first, we're going to learn how to leverage webinars to create a predictable source of new business. So you can scale beyond 6 figures, multiple 6, even 7 or 8 figures. Yeah, because I put 6 figures because it's like easiest to understand. But companies have definitely leveraged webinars to actually scale even past 8 figures. We have clients that generate more than 6 figures in just one webinar. Okay, so I don't want to get too big and draw too big a pie in the sky here, but it's absolutely possible. So, of course, we're going to talk more about the 3 steps sales webinar system, how this is generated millions of dollars for myself and for my clients, and how to use it to create your webinar for your clients. Next is one of the things which I'm very excited to talk about. You're going to discover how to choose the right content to include in a sales webinar to convert the most amount of sales possible. This is where the money is. And how to make an irresistible offer that potential clients want to throw their credit card at you. Sounds good? Now, the reason why we're covering this today, right, is because there are 2 types of people who are using digital marketing online. I want to talk about this quickly. The digital marketing landscape right now, right, it's in quite a pickle. As you are probably aware, it's changing daily, like very quickly. People are wailing about the rising cost of paid ads, and funnel and ad hackers are popping up every day, like trying to hack your content and copy your content. And Mark Zuckerberg is causing the ads to go haywire after his analytics debacle. So it's pretty much a mess right now. It's all over the place. Very, very lack of consistency. So all the new accounts, right, are having a lot of problems, and people just have no idea what's going on or what the future holds for marketing. Okay, and unfortunately, right, this only compounds to the issue. So if you're just getting started, right, because not only do you have those issues that we mentioned, but you also have to determine how to find the right people to target your offer to. Right, very, very important. The who is very important when you design any sort of marketing plan. Okay, and now 2, how to find the right offer for your products or services. So we're going to discuss what to offer and give you some clarity on that. And number 3, if you're doing any sort of marketing, okay, you must figure out how to get your audience to convert and buy your offer at the end. That's what we want, right? Okay. So all of this is a lot, but the good news is you are not alone. Okay. Let me encourage you, because it took me a lot longer than I would like to actually learn that webinars provide a huge opportunities for entrepreneurs just like us to provide tremendous results and value to our potential clients. Okay. And what you're going to see today is exactly what my agencies do, that people are willing to pay for our services, and how much you can potentially earn when you leverage on sales webinar, and why webinars are an excellent marketing tool to promote yourself or to attract new clients. So before we start, a lot of you may not know me, so I'm going to introduce myself a little bit. And this is the first time I'm doing this in this manner, and I hope that my story inspires you, right? So I came from a mediocre family. My dad owns a moving logistic business, but poorly managed. Then he ends up owning a lot of loan shark money when I was very young. Okay, I remember moving house for 4 times, from Hougang to Ang Mo Kio to Chai Chie, and then back to Hougang again. Okay, my mom was like the pillar of the family. She was just a clerk in AIA. With just that meager pay, she pays the loan shark and raised 4 children, including me and my 3 beautiful younger sisters. Okay, so I grew up knowing that the family owes a lot of money. So when I was young, right, I thought that I remember the most, right, is if we were to do business, we have to earn. Otherwise, might as well go and get a job by my mom and be able to contribute to the family. So it's very important for the business owner to be able to earn so that they can provide for the family. Okay, so I graduated from Ngee Poly. I signed on without going to the Navy, without going to university, because there was this lump sum that the Navy gave, and I still get sponsored my school fees and have allowance in Poly. And when I serve NS, right, I'll still get paid quite well. Okay, so I signed on. I plan to leave in 5 years already when I signed on, because I know that just by working a full-time fixed salary, right, I wouldn't be able to pay off the family debt. So during my Navy days, right, I spent a lot of time learning, investing, and paid for courses to attend to upgrade myself, because I actually want to learn more, earn more money, invest more money, and give my family a good life. Okay, so I was deeply affected by Robert T. Kiyosaki. So I started my digital marketing journey in a Google Premier agency. So I worked damn hard, like harder than my peers. I worked very hard to hit my targets, get extra incentives. At that point of time, I really hated sales because I felt that it's not my natural talent. Because some people when they are salesperson, right, it seems like they anyhow talk, they can get sales already. Okay, so for me, I know I don't close as well as the naturals, so I have to work doubly hard and make more phone calls, schedule more appointments, and meet more clients. So on top of that, on my full-time job, fighting to get top sales, I even teach tuition at night, at the whole of Saturday and Sundays, and Monday to Fridays. So I teach about 2 to 3 hours on weekdays. Weekends, I teach about every 6 hours. So apart from my day job, from tuition every month, right, I can earn an additional of about 4K. So thank God, I was able to overachieve at most part and managed to even get top sales. And after which, right, I was actually approached to Clear Channel. Okay. So Clear Channel, right, actually spearheaded the whole digital out of home project. The digital panels that you see at the bus stops, right, is actually like spearheaded by me. Okay, so at that point of time, right, I overachieved my project targets by well over 200%. I was like kind of at my peak career, and at the same time, I'm still teaching tuition at that moment. So by the time, right, I actually really earning like on my day job more than 10K a month. So by the time I had paid off my debts and I had amassed some wealth for investment. However, because my mom had stroke suddenly and someone had to take care of her, so I left my job and set up my own agency. So I fought hard for about 2 years, and I can see that I've achieved some small passive income from my client pool. And using that, right, I actually like due to the influence by Robert P. Kiyosaki, right, I've dabbled in and invested in different business. Some of this like fish store, cement trucks, right? Because cement trucks, they always often travel and it's very heavy. Their tires actually like run out and like they have to change every now and then. So I actually also invested in a tire shop. And also I even like sell snacks to nightclubs. Okay. And also this is a store in Malaysia, like food store. I also invested in hamper, classic gift, Chinese New Year hampers. Also like some small original shareholders of companies like Shan, Xiaomi. I think for most of Zhong Lao's, you would be more familiar with 电影院. So I went to China. I invested in 电影院, okay, and also 千年国医, also 止顿, and also on 罗总's prawn farm, and also on 郭伟德's Wanderlust company. So about 1.5 years back, before I met Zhong Lao, right, I was struggling with my own digital agency, okay, with staff whom I spoiled. Then at that point of time, I really felt very tired because I was like the only driver in the company. At that time, I was pretty unmotivated. So I kind of like fold my business. I invested in some other business and I bought some properties. So every day I'm like playing games, watching novels, watch drama. So like when Jack from Malaysia, Feng Gongsi, right, asked me to go to Malaysia to consider bringing Zhong Lao to Singapore, right, I went and attended the course lah. And I was so inspired by him. Like, how is this person, right, who is the same age as me, highly successful, and yet still so motivated to teach from early morning until at night? Because by the time, right, I had already went for a lot of courses, but his energy is of another level compared to all other trainers. So the thing that he taught, right, actually deeply resonated with me. And I kind of had a lot of realization and epiphany and decided on my next course of adventure, my own mission to revolutionize the way companies and business owners market. So I have this goal to help them market profitably and generate real income for their own families. Okay, through the lessons I learned from Zhong Lau, right, I set up my new company last year on 3rd of March 2019 at 3 to 3 p.m. So through his method, right, we restructured with another 3 agencies to form this company called HyperFame. So through the way of recruitment talks and people management skills, right, inspired by Zhong Lau, right, I'm proud to say that our team is constantly growing and is 18 men strong now. Okay, I'm usually like behind the scenes and I rarely share my own story, but Zhong and Len keep asking me to share, so this is it, like kind of like my life journey from a mediocre background to having small successes today. So I hope my story inspired you, and if I, from a mediocre background, can struggle and work hard towards where I am today, so can you. Okay, so if my story inspires you even a tiny weeny bit, can you help me by commenting on the comment section, inspired, okay? Comment inspired and hit the like or love button and also share this, okay? I'm going to give you guys a few seconds to do this, okay? So I'm prepared to share with you guys, right, awesome stuff and exact blueprints, right, which my company used to generate millions of revenue for my clients. So are you guys ready? Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Melody. Wow, it's like almost a 10 seconds lag. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so today I'm going to share with you the system that my team used to leverage on this crisis and achieve 6 to 7 figures online through webinar. So this is one of our clients. This is cash collected through 2 webinars in 2 weeks. We just did another one last week, and total projected sales for this COVID period is near like 600,000. Okay, and I just received news today. This speaker is also conducting a webinar, and in the webinar, there's about 873 people. So imagine him just closing like 10% of it. Wow, it's crazy, really. So just one webinar can go well above 6 figures. Okay. Okay, so what is a webinar? I realized that the people in USA, right, are obviously still doing seminar, but every guru who are famous in the world use webinar. Why? Because webinar is so much more powerful in terms of reach. This COVID situation proves it all. You can have interested potential buyers, right, watch and engage in your webinar, and it's not limited by the location. Okay, so webinars can be used to leverage to actually build relationships, authority around a brand, or demonstrate a product. So all these Amal gurus that you see right here, you might not be familiar with these big names, but think about it. You don't know them, but they are earning 8 figures. Good or no good? So all of them have a webinar. Then when I realized that webinar, right, is the easiest and fastest way, right, to actually sell your services or product online. So this one, I think at least everybody will know, like Tony Robbins. The recent one that they did, right, known as the KBB method, which stands for Knowledge Business Blueprint, did by Tony Robbins, Dean Gracios, Russell Branson. They made within a month 20 to 30 million. Can you imagine that? Within a month, they made 20 to 30 million through a webinar. Crazy, right? Okay. So you might be wondering, like, will webinar work for my business, for your business? Okay. So, as you can see, Tesla, they use webinar to actually share the features of their cars, okay? Another big company, Dell, they also use to actually share about their computers, their features, okay? And even oil and gas, okay? Oil and gas, they use it to share courses, to share knowledge and the industrial best practices, okay? So, and for us, ourselves, tuition agents, tuition center, we have 16 new students in one webinar. Okay, for beauty product, we have sales of more than 10K in one webinar. We have Stock Guru in COVID month, less than 1 month, achieved more than 600,000. And a new opportunity niche of another client, more than 10K in one webinar. So the answer is a resounding yes, yes, yes. It can work for your niche. So if you solve a problem for anyone using a service or a product, then yes, a webinar will work for you, okay? The key thing is coming up with the offer and following the system that I'm going to share with you. So all these results are possible through using the system, 3-part hyper webinar sales system, ABC method, that I'm going to share with you shortly. I hope at this point, you are not still stuck on whether webinar works for you, okay? Because webinar is very proven already. What you need to think of is, what can you offer? What can you sell on webinar? And even if you don't have a business, once you grasp what I'm going to share with you today, you can definitely partner up with some business to actually help them do webinar and get paid handsomely, all right? So, this is the hyper webinar system that I'm talking about. Part 1, authority, attract, awareness. Part 2, breaking beliefs and barriers. Okay. Part 3, close with irresistible offer. So, before we go down deeper, right, you need to understand what's the difference between a cold prospect and a hot prospect. Okay. So this is what I mean when I say that. Imagine that you are at home, you're about to sit down for dinner with your family, and you receive a phone call from a number that you don't recognize. Okay. This happened to me like literally an hour and a half before this. I got a call from some foreign numbers, and then when I answered the phone, right, it was somebody speaking in Amor, asking if I would like to set up a new trading account, right? So I was busy preparing for this training. So what do? I told him I'm busy, but he was quite persistent. So I got unhappy and I repeated, I'm busy and it's not a good time, and I hung up on him. So how many of you actually experienced this and really find it quite irritating? You pick up the phone only to find out that someone is trying to sell you something that you have never shown interest before, and you're annoyed because they interrupted your day, interrupted your family time to try and sell you something that you're not interested in. Okay, so you'll probably be like this guy in the picture, you're going to hang out already, all right? So whether or not a sale is made, right, on this call depends heavily on what the salesman says, how they can convince you of the benefits of what they're selling. So will they get sales? Sure. But the odds are very highly unlikely because you don't know about them, you have known nothing about the product, so you'll be considered a very cold prospect and low likelihood for sale. Okay. So now, instead of a random angmo trying to call you to sell an investment account, maybe you have some spare cash. You have been thinking how you should be investing your money. Then you're walking past DBS Bank, and there's a certain promotion of a high interest investment account. And just nice, you have some spare cash. So you decide to walk into the bank to set up the account. Then the customer service officer serves you and asks and understand your needs. Then recommend you the account most suitable for you. You see, that's a whole lot of a difference compared to the random angmo cold call, isn't it? Okay, so in this situation, you'll be considered a very warm or hot prospect because you have already come to actively seek out a solution to your problem. So the customer coming to you and not the other way around. So which would you rather prefer, like cold prospect or hot warm prospect? Okay, constant rejection by cold callers, interrupting your dinner, or having your clients come to you. Well, if you're anything like me, the answer is obvious, okay? To have the customers come to you directly, right? So online webinar and digital marketing actually gives you this luxury, okay? Instead of cold calling all your prospects, using digital marketing, right, you can put your message out to the market. Just like DBS Bank having the poster outside their branch. With your message or offer, right, through digital marketing, it can be seen by multitudes of people. So whoever is interested will come and register, come into your webinar, which makes them the hot prospect, okay? So I can tell you the main difference between a lousy webinar and one that generates millions of dollars in new revenue. It comes down to these few key points, okay? A great sales webinar, number one, provides tremendous amount of value, right? No fluff. Like you have to develop value on your webinar so that if not, people are going to call bullshit. All right. So number two, it educates your target audience based on their desires, not what you want to share, but what they want to know. Okay. Number three, it positions yourself as the authority. Number four, it targets those who are ready to buy now. And number five, it converts customers in mass rather than one-to-one. Okay. Now we'll be covering a lot today. There's no doubt that this information, right, will revolutionize the way that you market and sell and write any sort of sales material online. Okay. I truly believe that you're just one webinar away and having it all in your business and your life. Okay. I know it may sound corny to you, but you are really just one webinar away. So, like you can identify the one thing, you need to make it happen. Go at it with full force as you possibly can, okay? Because from not doing anything at all to doing something is the most effective thing you can do for a business, okay? So now, do me a favor. I'd like to make sure that I've got your attention now. So if you understand the opportunity that I've just presented with webinars and are ready to seize the opportunity, go ahead and comment one in the comment section so that I still know that I got your attention, and then we can move forward. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Moses. Thank you, Sokha, Jane, Edward. Oh, the lag is quite bad. Yeah. Okay. I'll try to reduce a little bit so that it doesn't get too disruptive. Okay. So here's the deal. Okay. Writing an effective million-dollar web sales, right, in any niche is actually quite simple. It's broken down into three primary steps. Number one, instant ROI of webinar. Okay, you make $3 back for every $1 you spend on cold traffic advertising to consistently acquire new customers. Number two, we call the experts method for massive webinar conversions. How to write like content that actually really sells. Okay. Number three, is going to be a mini workshop. All right. So guys, that's why I need you to pay full attention and stick with me, because we are actually going to be trying to get you clients and customers raising their hand and asking how they can work with you on this webinar. Okay, sounds cool? Okay, if you spend $1 and get $3, who wants that? Okay, if you want that, type yes in the comment section. Yeah, just now I gave you that brief lesson on effective marketing, learning the difference between cold and hot prospects that you have to understand. The key thing is, who do you want to talk to in a webinar? A cold prospect or a hot prospect? So, like, let's say a prospect looks at your webinar topic, is interested in how your webinar topics meet their needs. They become a warm prospect and they come to your webinar. So the question now is, how do we talk to these people who have shown interest? How do we turn them from warm prospect to hot prospect? So there are two crucial elements, right? Time and commitment. These are two most important elements in converting a cold prospect into a hot prospect and ultimately into a buyer. So last year, right, we are having trouble with appointment turn-up rates from a paid media that we use to actually drive people to fill out applications online that are for clients who are interested in our service. So our sales team, right, would then call these applications over the phone. Now, we were profitable, but that system was only slightly better than the Amor cold caller just now that I was talking about. Okay, just slightly better. We were interrupting our prospects because we had no appointment set. We just call them on the phone and then hope that it was a good time to speak, even though that they have raised their hand and say they were interested by filling out an application form online. Okay, so at that moment, right, we are still not getting the results that we want. So our mentor actually told us, hey, if you get your prospect to schedule their own appointments and commit to a time, or even pay a small fee to go into the event, these prospects are 4 times more likely to purchase than someone who doesn't schedule an appointment or pay. Okay, make sense? It's just something so simple, right? That has never made more of an impact to our business, especially when we started prepaid funnel last year. Okay, by getting these people to prepay a small amount like $7 or book themselves an appointment and showing up, we now have much more commitments like from them. And in their mind, right, they know that they have already committed and they showed much more interest in our offer. Now, our attendance rates on calls went up. Our sales went up. The same amount of marketing dollars, right, converted to much more revenue than before. So the entire system, right, became much more effective. This was huge for us, right? So let me tell you this, because you might not have got a phone sales team ready to close offers for you, but webinar do the exact same thing. People who register for a webinar is the same as arranging for an appointment, isn't it? That's all it is. It's an event-based appointment online. And whoever is scheduling appointments to talk with you one-on-one or show up to a live webinar, they are just immediately 3 to 6 times more qualified simply because they show up. So the people who are most likely to buy from you are the ones sitting in your webinar, listening to your presentation. Right? Makes sense, right? So this is what I call the direct webinar method. Using webinars to speak directly to the most qualified, most interested prospects at a mass scale, so you can make a faster ROI. So here's what the system looks like. And quite frankly, it doesn't get simpler than this. Okay. Step 1, we promote the event or the webinar, usually through paid media like Facebook. So, or we partner with a webinar producer, like what we are doing today with Lane. So, like example, there's 34 of you. Okay, I just need 1 person to buy, 1% closing rate. Okay, I can fetch an extra 10 to 30K for myself. Okay, number 2, interested audience, right? They can register for the webinar and the event at the time that they choose. So they will receive notifications and reminders about the event just like an appointment. Number 3, they attend the webinar, right? Then they listen to your message and then ultimately decide if they want to buy or not. Now, I can't make this any more simpler, okay? Any prospect, right, who shows up at your live event and has actually already raised their hand virtually, right? And they're telling you, hey, I'm walking into your outlet. Show me what you got. It's the same thing. We use live webinars, right, to communicate with the audience, get instant feedback, and improve upon our offer for maximum success. Okay? And this webinar system that I'm showing you, right, has done millions. Okay? Because the best part about this, right, is that it's simple and there's no complex marketing at all. So let me ask you a question today. If you are fixing a doctor's appointment, right, to actually remove a tumor from your body, like, will you go for the appointment? You will, right? You confirm pay the money one, right? So it's all about the need, the interest, the wants of the prospect. So you actually want to talk to people who has a tumor in their body, a specific problem that you can solve, that you can remove the tumor from them. So when you can do that, right, they become hot buyers. So it's just as simple as that. So when they book the appointment with you, they know that they need this. They want your service or product from you. They commit a time to talk to you. And these are people who will very likely buy from you. So do me a favor. If you believe that when you start talking to more of such hot prospects, right, who are ready to buy now, then you will definitely be able to increase your revenue and earn money. So if you truly believe in that, help me type increase revenue in the comment section. Okay, do me a favor. If you believe that by talking to more hot prospects, you increase your revenue, type in increase revenue in the comment section. And if you feel that you are learning something, please like and share this if you haven't done so more people can benefit from this. Okay, especially like didn't sleep for over the weekend to rush this out, and I hope that you guys are really benefiting from this. So if you are learning something from this, please help to like and share. Thank you, Jupiter. Thank you, Melody. Thank you, Moses. Thank you, Soha. Okay, let's move on. So why this is huge for you? Okay, here's why. When you implement the direct webinar system, right, you'll be able to quickly warm your audience up from cold to hot. When they spend time with you and make a commitment to listen to your message, you're going to eliminate any technical overwhelm from all the complex marketing funnels that have all types of like qualified and unqualified leads. Then you can be very profitable with your marketing. Okay, your customers or your clients, right, they start to come to you and you're not chasing after them. So they come to you in mass and not one-to-one. And you will start making more sales and helping more people who need your product or service. So this is a complete game changer for people who are looking to create massive impact, massive influence, and wanting to build a tribe as quickly as possible, right? And hopefully this is making sense to you at this point. So you're probably thinking, okay, Douglas, this looks like what I need to grow my business. I get it. So I understand now that the foundations of what a webinar can do, but how do I actually write the webinar for my business? I have no idea what to say, right? No worries. This is where we are going with secret number 2. Secret number 2 is the expert method for massive webinar conversion content. Okay, how to write psychological content that sells before you even make the offer. Okay, so the problem, most people don't know how to structure a webinar, okay, or any piece of content that sells. Okay, so when I was studying computer engineering, right, I always felt a need to share a lot of technical knowledge and I want to impress people. So when I was in Navy, right, I was a comm specialist. Then manufacturers from like private sector will try to brief us on the machine that they're trying to sell us. So listen to all this, right? I knew that it's ineffective and it produced zero results. These presentations, right, will be filled with technical jargon and will put most of us to sleep. So I knew that if I was going to make real money selling the stuff that I need to learn, how to improve this sales presentation. Okay, so as I was doing sales on my job in one of Google's premier partner, right, I realized that I fall into the most frequent trap that almost everyone falls into, being too technical and trying too hard to impress. Okay, I started like studying books on how to give better and more effective sales presentations. So I read a lot of books and continuously met a lot of business owners daily to try to sell them my service until I finally had an epiphany. It finally dawned on me why our presentations were so ineffective. Okay, because when someone is very passionate, no matter if they are engineer, course creator, music teacher, relationship expert, you know, any sort of individual, when they stand out and give their presentation, right, and they're passionate about it, right, they tend to overshare and they want to share everything that they possibly know in whatever time window that they have. So here's the secret. Here's the deal. By nature, experts and individuals with passion love to share and teach. That's what we were born to do. But engineers are some of the most boring technical teachers out there. And I can say that because I was an engineer. So the harsh reality is, this is what I found many people to believe when they put together a sales presentation. They think they need to teach as much as possible to wow their audience. Okay, they think that if they teach them enough during the webinar, they will just magically want to buy their offer at the end. Okay, unfortunately, it just doesn't happen that way. And here's why: because teaching doesn't sell. Teaching doesn't sell. Okay, what I see more often when people give me a sales webinar, right, to review is that the experts take their program or their offer that they're selling at the end, and it's something that took them a long time to learn on how to do as a service, as create a product. Then they try to cram all of their knowledge into a 1-hour presentation. Would that work? Obviously not, right? So today, if I explain to you, our webinar need to actually use the introduction, need to go through the backstory and all these kind of things, it's very hard for you to understand. Okay, so the way I made this whole presentation is to make it as simple as possible for you to understand. I hope that in between, right, you have some magic moments and realizations. Okay, rather than teaching you step by step on how to do a webinar, I show you exactly how you can use a webinar to aid in your business and why you should be doing it and why it will be easier for you to actually know that webinar is the way to move forward. Okay, it's the exact same thing as selling. Would you go and tell people like what ingredient you put into the cake, how long you bake it, and what you put like 20% sugar, 80% flour, etc. to sell the cake? No, right? Actually tell them the result you're going to get or how delicious the cake is. Okay, the results of webinar, very simple. You're going to get 6 to 7 figures in the long run. And that's what I want you to understand. And that's what you should be doing for your business. So this is a fatal mistake that expert makes. Okay, teaching too much. Teaching too much will confuse your prospect. And there's a saying that goes, a confused mind says no. Okay, which is completely true. So our job as a webinar agency, right, is to be able to strategically like select the right content. So I'm going to share with you this secret that solves this problem for you. Okay, the best sales presentations, right, to do all of the selling before they ask for the sale. The content in the webinar, right, needs to be written in a way that subconsciously persuading your audience that your solution is the best for them. You don't need to hype or make outrageous claims. You just need to follow this simple writing method that I'm going to share with you. And this method is exactly how I went from chasing sales and pounding the pavement to more than $1 million in advertising sales and multiple $1 million webinars online. So this is it, guys. Take a look at this screen right here. Okay, just now I actually shared this screen. So the secret to actually getting your audience, right, to sell themselves is to actually build enough authority, awareness, and then in the center, right, tell them stories that connect and relate to your audience to shift their beliefs and break down barriers. Okay, so today the method I'm going to share with you guys is the ABC Hyper Webinar Sales Method. So I'm going to go through an example with you at in just a moment, but this is just the top overview. Okay, so by reading all those books, right, I actually realized that there wasn't some type of magical close that will like miraculously get my audience to come running and work with me. Okay, there's no special words when you use to close. Okay, the key thing is really putting it into the content. Okay, if I put into content and I change 2 to 3 beliefs, they will trust me and then they will follow me. Now, it might sound really psychological, but it's actually really simple. Okay, let me explain. So I want you to pay attention now, because if you understand this, you can land high-end clients or sell products to the mass. You can create offers that convert like crazy. And this is one of the most important parts of the entire presentation. Okay, so if you're still here with me, like click 1, okay, key in 1 into the comment section. Awesome. Thanks, Jupiter. Okay, so here's how the psychological webinar content works. Okay, we break down our content into 3 primary chunks. So with part 1, right, actually four primary chunks. Okay, part 1 is to actually introduce your product or service. So essentially what you're doing is you're offering your offer that you're making. So this, for a lot of people, right, is done at the end of the presentation, but we are layering it into part 1 of your presentation. Okay, so number 2 is about answering their first major objection through a specific piece of education or informative content. Okay, so this answers the vehicle objection, which is your service or your product. Okay, then the next one, right, part number 3 is to answer another internal objection. Internal objections, I'll explain more later. So again, have educational or informative content to actually address this part. And then part number 4, an external objection. So I know that this is very confusing for you right now. So I'm going to walk you through an example so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, here's what I mean. Okay, so this is actually one of our clients, our webinar clients. They are 2 young, successful entrepreneur brothers. They are the founders of Damn Worth It. They are very famous for their viral food videos. So we actually came up with a course, right, to how to create viral videos and sell it at 1997. So their course is what we call the Viral Video Masterclass. So a lot of gurus and videographers were teaching how to make videos with expensive, good equipments, or to create many videos until one goes viral. However, they have actually hacked the code and came out with a system to actually make videos go viral very quickly, like how they do it for their clients. They have a very good differentiator. So what do you think is the first step when we had to bring up our first piece of psychological webinar content that sells? What do you think is this first piece? It has to be the system, right? You have to share your system. Because I don't want to be only telling the audience, right, towards the end of the presentation, after teaching a lot, and then be like, oh, I share a lot of great content. Like, I love for you to buy my program, which is actually called the Viral Formula Secrets. So it's too late already. So you have to introduce at the start of presentation. Okay, so we call it the viral blueprint mastery. How to retain your brain, retrain your brain, and then follow the blueprint to get your videos viral without having to pull your hair off to think of new content. Okay, so as we move forward, right, we'll bring up the next major objection as we transit to piece number 2, which is the vehicle objection. So this vehicle objection is like, does video work for my business? Okay, the business owner would have always had this mindset like, oh, my business is different. Like, it wouldn't work for my business. So we address that right away, and we sandwich that into piece number 2. We transit into the next piece immediately. So we actually share a lot of things like how videos are actually creating a lot of viral content, even for very weird products like toilet bowls, okay, for gym, and even like arcade. Okay, so we actually show that how it can go viral, and then how the framework can actually help the business, any business, create viral video no matter what the niche they are in. Okay, so that's what we did in part 2. So now we spend 10 to 15 minutes talking about this, and then, okay, what's next? What's the next major objection? Well, we go ahead and show them the examples. Okay, the internal objection. So a lot of people have this internal objection. Can I do it? I'm camera shy. So we go on to provide solutions like calafare or influencers at just a small price. How looks are not the deciding factors. So we show viral videos, right, that feature normal looking people and show to them the reason, right, why business owners have to step up to show themselves in videos. So that's what we did in part number 3. So we spent again 10 to 15 minutes talking about this, and then we transit to the next major objection, which is part number 4, external objections. So external objections are external conditions. Like example, they might say that, oh, I do not have like very good photography camera. I don't have the equipments. I'm not tech savvy. Okay, so you go on to show them how you use a gimbal, an iPhone, to just shoot videos that are worth like 3,500 and could still create viral video. So in their mind, they go, holy shit, this is all you use? That simple? I can do that too. Okay, so do you guys understand what we're doing here? So we are actually just entering the conversation they're having inside their brain. Okay, so when I bring out in front of them, they're having that conversation, then that bond is going to infinitely get stronger because it's almost like I'm talking specifically to them. And if they're not having this conversation in their head, then you show them that they need to be having this conversation in their head. The same thing happens if you prove to them that you have to think about this, and this is a big, big objection. Then they're going to love you for it. And they're going to appreciate you for being truthful and honest and showing them the way, to the promised land or whatever your system and your methodology is. So in part 4, we conquered the major external objection, and that was it, right? We only launched one version of this webinar and then it took off right away. Okay, does that make sense? So everybody, I hope you guys are getting this, and I hope that this helps to simplify how to actually create content that sells. So if you feel that this makes sense, right, can you just comment in the comment section, got it, okay? Got it, so that I know you're still with me. Oh, too small, is it? Sorry, this one done within the weekend, like really last minute, all right? So next time I'll do it better, all right? Okay. Okay, so when they want to buy something, okay, or when people want to buy something, they would have a lot of questions that they need answer to. Think about it, all the major decisions that you make, right? Car, house, education, if you didn't get the questions in your head answered, right, you're not going to buy it. So the point is not being a pushy salesperson, not to keep pushing them into a sale, but just be honest and truthful with the major objections. Then people are going to trust you because people love to buy. They just hate being sold to. Okay, selling is not a bad thing. Okay, people love swiping their card. It's like instant gratification. Okay, anyway, remember, people love to buy. Okay, just answer their major concerns. So we are literally like flipping the conversation in the head. Okay, the difference is like most people try to teach a lot of irrelevant content first, then try to squeeze in the offer. So we are selling the product and service first, then make the offer to join. So this is truly magnetic and far more effective. Okay, it's far more effective way to attract buyers without any sleazy sales static. Okay, cool. So next question that we always get is, doesn't it take a lot of effort to create a sales webinar? Okay, it's actually really fun. Okay, if we're going to go super deep because it literally took us a long time to finally get this right. And that's what I've been hinting at the whole entire webinar. Okay, secret number 3, how to get prospects running to work with you without falling victim to the expert's curse. So the expert's curse, right, is when you can't see the label from within inside the bottle. Like you don't really know what your own value is. You're too close to your industry, your business. That's the expert curse. You cannot explain to other people what is it that you do exactly. So we are so busy right now, right? So like we're so busy and then we don't have time to think about all this. So that's the expert curse. Okay. So I'm going to tell you there's actually 2 ways to write a webinar. Okay. First, you have the rookies. They'll go into a webinar blindly, then they're going to create a lot of content. Then they're going to think, cool, I can teach a lot of stuff in my course. Then I can clearly do a sales webinar. And they're going to throw together an offer, and I hope that somebody buys it. Okay. But what ends up happening is that they waste a lot of time. 95% of the time is complete failure, and then they just throw in the towel. Okay. So a lot of them can actually prevent all of this. Okay. This is what the professionals do. They know exactly what their audience wants to buy. They've already tested their offer to the market, and then they know exactly how to position the offer before they write their webinar. Okay. So, do you want to know exactly how to write webinars the professional way without any pain and frustration? Okay, I'm going to assume that the answer is yes. So if the answer is yes, just comment in the comment section yes, because I feel this coming sharing, right, is the most important part thus far. Okay, this is coming to the hyper offers now, where we will actually do a mini workshop to help you to get leads and inquiries like during this period of time. Okay, so if you have not helped to share or like this webinar, please do so. Please help to like and share this webinar so that more people can benefit for it. Okay, so I'd like to introduce to you what I call the hyper offer. Okay, so now this offer, right, is anchor, okay, behind getting them to move through your webinar. Okay, this anchor, what is it? It gets your prospects to move through your process to speak to you. It can be standalone or it can be surrounded by marketing. Now, it has to be unique, it has to be clear, it has to be beneficial for the prospect, and it must always provide a result for the customer in exchange for an engagement. Okay, it should also promote like emotions, okay, when you read it, and then it should also like get you excited, like what we talked about. Okay, like you will attract those who want your promised desired outcome. Okay. Okay, so this is an example. This is a recent one that my partner did. So here's the thing. You can use this as ads. You can use this as social media posts. You can use this in email. The medium doesn't matter. Okay, all it matters is that you get this offer structure. Okay, this structure, it can come into different forms. Like we have a lot of different forms of like hyper offers, but I'm going to give you like literally the simplest version. Okay, I want to read this. I'll read to you what's on this screen here. So type 1 if you're paying attention. Okay, if you're reading this on the screen. Okay. Course creators, coaches, speakers, experts. If I offered to build you a high converting webinar with a fast turnaround within 2 weeks, without you needing to worry about what to say, what to sell, how to say, how to structure the whole webinar, so you can fill your courses and program during this crisis and then impact more people, would you take me up on that offer? My company has helped clients created 6 and 7 figure webinars and presentations over the past year, and we're looking to help build 3 more. Are you next? If you'd like to be the next, comment webinars down below and we'll be in touch. And then you show a social proof picture at the bottom. How simple and easy is this? Can anyone else write that? Like, can you guys like take this and then apply into your business, your course, your service, your product? So this is it. It's the hyper offer in its simplest form. Okay, so this is actually to the prerequisite to launching a webinar. Okay, if you take a look at this, right, we didn't run any ads to it. So who wants to know the unfair advantage that you get with nailing a hyper offer? Okay, just through this organic post, right, we had another 3 webinar clients that's going to keep our team very busy for the coming month. So if you read this, right, how many of you got excited? How many of you saw a clear, tangible result tied to this message, this hyper offer? Okay, here's the thing. There's 2 elements, right, of this hyper offer that you must have. One is guarantees and promise. Number 2 is the speed of implementation and results. So these are 2 things that people care about. When you're doing an offer, right, you must speak in terms that your audience understand. what problem do they want to solve? What exactly do they want? You don't have to like guarantee results, but you do have to let them know that you are competent and that you stand behind your product and services. Okay, that's the only thing that they care about, and they want to know how long is it going to take, right? So beforehand, we would create all this material at the start of our webinar, and then we'll work on the offer. So if I completely created an offer that flopped, and I post it on social media, and then what I get is silence, then obviously I'm not going to write a webinar around this hyper offer, right? So I'm only going to write a webinar around something that I know people are super interested in. Okay, so now like this one step before I ever introduce a webinar. So this is very important. I hope you really get this. This power offer, launch it out into the market, wait for response. Okay, make sure people are super interested. So when you nail your hyper offer, right, you have really validated your offer to your audience. Okay, you will get prospects immediately like raising their hands, like running to work with you. And you know exactly what to offer on your webinars without uncertainty, confusion, or lack of clarity. Okay, you don't have to write an entire webinar without knowing if people actually want what you're selling, and you can test this right now. Okay, so it's time to our mini workshop. So what I want you guys to do, right, is to actually like quickly either take out a pen or paper or your browser, open a new tab. Let's work on a hyper offer together. Okay, this is what we are going to do. I'm going to break this into 6 simple steps that you guys can create your own hyper offer. Then I want you to drop this on your Facebook or Instagram or whatever you have the most following with social media. Then I also want to see by the end of our webinar today, who's getting results and who's getting feedback. Okay, we have clients who see immediate results sometimes after posing. Okay, it doesn't matter if nobody takes you up for it. Continue modifying it and changing your hyper offer to make it irresistible. Okay, so let's do this together. It's quite simple. Hello, whoever you're targeting. Okay, who's your target audience? For me, it was course creators, coaches, and experts. Okay, if I offered to give you some benefit, some very clear benefit, I offered to build you a high converting sales webinar without the major struggles that you're having, which is to worry about what to say, how to say, and how to structure the webinar. Okay, in a certain number of days or weeks with a super fast turnaround. So we were doing this one in 2 weeks. It's a tough feat. Our usual turnaround time for webinars is about 1 month. So we took just by going through this post, right, we took 3 presentations, like 3 clients. So now my team is overloaded trying to deliver. So this sentence, would you take me up on that offer? This is the most important thing. Okay, what I want to share with everybody, do not go for the freebie seekers in your market. Do not offer things for free. Okay, let them know you're in business. Let them know that you're actually putting out an offer for them to actually respond. Okay, you're giving something of value that they are actually going to need. Okay, especially for those of you who are just starting up, because there's a time and place for all this, but I'm so against giving free if you're not getting any consistent customers in the door on a daily basis. Okay, you can give like free checklists, free lead magnets down the road, but unless you are like already earning 20 to 50K a month, you shouldn't be doing that. Okay, so spend time, focus on people who pay you. Okay, don't like seek out the like freebie seekers. Okay, so putting this statement in here, would you like to take me on that offer? Saying that I have an offer for you, do you want it? It's super important. Okay, because you set the expectation upfront that you're not here to give them anything for free. You're giving them an offer. Okay, then next, include social proof picture. Okay, if you have it. So this is it. What? 7 lines. Okay, so it actually takes if you're very experienced, take maybe like 2 to 3 minutes, you'll be able to get this done. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to create a rough draft. Okay, I want you to in the next 2 minutes create your own based on this template. Okay, then I want you to post it on your Facebook feed or your Instagram, wherever you have the most social following. Okay, I just want to make this interactive, although it's a little bit lag, about 20 seconds now, but let's do this. Okay, let's do this. So after the Q&A, right, I want to also see like who's gotten the most response. Okay, as I just mentioned there. Okay. Okay, just take 2 minutes. Do up the hyper offer. So think of what you want to offer. Like, what is the benefit that you can give to your audience? Okay, and what is the struggle that they have? Okay. And then by when. So it's about just like the tumor example that I gave earlier. If they already have this pain, they have this problem, like they really need help in, and they know you have the solution. You're the doctor, like I need to come to this appointment to get my tumor removed. Then people will respond. Okay, people will respond. So we quickly do this. And then come with the offer. Okay. Just do a brief draft and quickly post it out. See if you have any response on that. It might take some time, but then it will actually come back. Okay. It actually provide feedback for you before you even start writing your webinar. Okay. Okay, it's like 9:22. Let me like give you let's do a small recap. Okay, so we've covered a lot today. Let's do a quick recap. So what we talked in the first number one secret, okay, I showed you how to start generating leads and clients on demand with minimal ad spend using the direct webinar approach. Okay, you don't need any complex marketing funnel to sell a service. Just attention from ads, ask them to register to express their interest and desire, then come to the webinar and then have an offer. Okay, so speak to hot prospects. Okay, speak to the person who already walked into the bank and not cold call your clients. Okay, then secret number 2, I show you guys the expert method for conversion, how to write psychological content that sells before you even make the offer. So what you want to do is the 3 steps, the 4 steps, okay, the 4 steps to actually introduce your product and service, understand their immediate vehicle objections, then answer them immediately. Next, the 3rd piece of content, answer their next most logical internal objections, and then next, the one that is the external objections. So remember, teaching doesn't sell. Only when you share the objections, clear the objections, break the beliefs, break the barriers, then people will learn to trust you. Okay? So, and finally, we also covered like hyper offers. Okay? How we get prospects to come running to us to work with you without falling victim to the expert curse. Okay? So this completely turns the strangers into buyers directly. Okay? So now at the beginning, I promised to show you how we write $1 million webinars for any niche for all of you. okay, without falling to the expert curse. So did I keep that promise? So do you guys like get value on this presentation? Do you guys like comprehend what I was talking about? So like if you have take away certain value and then you implement it and understand how you can be more clear on your message and use webinar, right, to enroll more people into your webinar to sell them your product and services. Because I hope that some people, some of you, right, who took action during the mini workshop, right, you might be getting results, okay? It might take a little bit of time, but what I want you to do is that, I want you to remember, when you test the hyper offer, when it is actually garnering results, then you know that you have something on. Then you can go on to build a webinar. So make your offer, okay? Make your offer first. Ensure that people actually really wants it, okay? Because this method, right, you can use it for everything, even outside of these webinars, okay? Webinars are just like an interactive sales letter. That's all it is, okay? It's the same prospect, same process that we use, okay? So the only other thing that we want to do, right, is to make them engage, okay? And then through this, you can actually connect to many people at mass, okay? So, can you see that how implementing this simple structure can actually help you to cut through the digital marketing noise and quickly get more clients? Okay, I hope the answer is yes. So do you see how simple and effortless webinars can be to convert new clients on demand? I made that like quite simple and easy for you, and hopefully the answer is yes. Okay, so I have complete confidence in you, okay, that you will take everything that we've covered today here and on your own, go out, put it into action, and get the results like we did on the workshop that you previously thought wasn't possible. And I'm certain that just within the information that we covered on today's training, right, you can go out on your own and be successful with what we have learned today. Okay, that's my goal. That is what I hope to provide to the family. Okay, but what if there's a better option? Okay, what if there's a chance that we can go deeper than this 1.5 hours that we've been connecting with one another? What if there's a way that I could actually play an active role in your results, took responsibility in your success, and had an obligation to your outcome? So how will it make things different for you? I want you to think about that. So do you think in that situation I could empower you? Do you think that I can empower you with all the resources at my disposal, all the experience that I have to help you and make your success practically guaranteed? Will it be something you would consider? Okay. So at the beginning, right, I actually shared with you, I promised to give you an opportunity to take the next steps with us. So this is the end of the session, and this is my promise to you from the beginning. So I'd love to work and help out with every one of you. Okay, but my team is kind of overloaded. It's impossible for me to do the webinar for so many of you. So here are some prerequisites if you actually would like to work together. Okay, so if you want to work with us, you should please already have a business with a revenue of at least 30K. Okay, and you're looking to commit time and work closely with my team. Okay, you're looking to scale past 7 figures in a year. Okay, and you're willing to give me a cut if my team generate awesome results for you. Okay, if you think you're suitable and your business is poised for growth through webinar, then you can go into the link tinyurl.com/hyperoffer and fill up the form. Okay, and moderator, can you also help post the link in the comment section, please? Thank you. So we can actually take another 2 projects for June, and once you come on board with us, right, the webinar should be ready by early July. So please understand that our time as business owners are precious. Okay, my team will actually like separate the application, and only when we feel that you are a good fit, right, then we will contact you. Okay, please do not feel offended if we don't contact you. Okay, because you need to understand that not everybody would need our services, right, and not everybody will be great fit with each other. Okay, so if we decide to call you and work together, and when you come on board with us, like I would actually empower you with all the resources at my disposal to help you and make your success practically guaranteed. Okay, I hope that you have learned something today. And if you do, please share it in the comment section. I promise I'll go through it, every single one of it, and respond accordingly. And if you have not shared this live presentation and you felt that you have learned something today, please like and share this. Okay, thank you very much for your time. Okay, so now we are at the Q&A session. Okay, Q&A session.
Hi everyone. Now we start to check out the questions and answer, and I noticed that there are a couple of questions posted out on the comment sections. Let's pick one of them. Okay, there's one of the Liu actually asked you, can you share how to start a webinar effectively if we had zero experience on running it? Douglas?
Okay, yeah. So I'm not sure at which stage of the thing you actually ask this question, but always before you start the webinar, craft out your hyper offer. Craft up your hyper offer, put it into the market, let the market respond to you. So if like there are comments and there's like people like rushing to you to actually, hey, I want this, then you know that that's of value. Then you start crafting the webinar according to the formula, right? Don't teach a lot of things. Just remember the four content. What is your product and service? What is the first objection to your product and service? What is a person's usual internal objection? What is a person's usual external objections? So all this, right, if you actually craft it out like this, then before you even close, people already understand it and then they already want your product. Okay, so that's how you should actually be going about doing a webinar. Test out your hyper offer first, then after that, craft out your webinar. Okay, I hope that answers the question.
I actually, frankly speaking, audience participants tonight, right? They don't understand what is hyper offer. Do you exactly understand what is hyper offer? If you understand, right, can you reply me one? Can you reply me one? If you don't understand, can you reply me two? Actually, to be honest speaking, right, Douglas don't speak that often because his partner has been the one that actually deliver the speaking. He is the boss behind it. So he probably can be quite technical in certain way. So if you have any question, do ask now. He might be very technical, but he will try his best to answer you. Okay?
I think technical. I try to as simple as possible.
Quite cheap like that. But I know where you're coming from. Actually, they need to be structured in terms of their webinar itself. So the objective, the steps, the procedure have to be clear and have to be structured in such a way. But it seems quite technical lah. To me, it's quite technical lah. Because I'm an accountant by training lah, so I'm not marketer. You see, I don't know. Maybe the audience understand better. Guys, you understand? If you don't understand, this is the time to ask Douglas. His time is so difficult to get, okay? And he has proven results. So catch him now. If you have any question, catch him now. Okay? If you have questions, please post your question in the comment section. I'm taking the second question now. Okay, Douglas? I'm taking second question. Second question is...
1 minute. Let me address this first. So,
okay.
Hyper offer template is just like this. Attention to your audience. Okay? Whoever you're talking to. Then, if I offer to you the benefit without the major struggles that you're having. So, if you're already lost, take this picture now. Take this picture first. Then after that, go back and think about it and how you can craft this according to this template. Okay, this is an example for you also. Okay.
I tell you what, Douglas, I think I need you to be back. I need to be back. Your PPT have too many words but less graphics. Next time, no words but all graphics. Okay, we are the cartoon people. We can understand graphics better than words. Okay? Promise you come back again. Okay? But let's go to the next question now. Huh? Second question is indeed, there are many. I think this is an experienced customer. He have this concern. She have this concern. She said there are many digital marketing out there in the world. Indian, many places offering digital marketing every day through email, through WhatsApp, to whichever channel that they can reach us business owner. I personally receive also. So how are you differentiate you from the rest? I think this is a very experienced customer questions. Yeah.
Okay.
Douglas, please.
Okay, I'm not sure if you know of my background. Last time I used to run a like Google advertising agency, just do SEO, SEM. So when my clients spend money, right, like if you commit 2K, I'll just spend 2K for you. Because if you spend 1K, I earn 300. You spend 2K, I earn 600. As simple as that. So that's how most of the digital agencies work now. Okay, they charge by percentage. So my agency actually, we already like differentiated ourselves, and we actually bring this concept called the funnels from US. It's quite new in Singapore. It's been around like for a year. There's very little funnel agencies. So what actually like made it for us is our prepaid funnels. What actually really differentiated us is our prepaid funnels. So actually focus on 3 industries: interior design, tuition, and beauty. So what happened? Example for beauty, right? A lot of their problem is that when clients send in their leads and inquiry, right? Then after that, they're not interested anymore. Like they send in through Facebook or Google or like, leave inquiries, then they are not interested anymore. So what we do, right, is we actually remember what are the 2 things that will get people to commit: time and money. So our prepaid funnel, right, actually collect money from them first. So we make a very good offer, like $58 facial package. Then people will pay online first. So when they pay already, right, whether or not they come to your salon doesn't matter because the money is in your pocket already. So prepaid funnels is something that have really differentiated us. And also right now, it's webinars. We have been doing webinars for clients and we are seeing very good results through just very simple format like this. Like just now I shared, right? One of our clients within this COVID period, more than 600,000. So today is like his webinar got 873 people in it. So we are looking forward to like, awesome results afterwards. So that's how we actually differentiate ourselves from the market.
I see. So I think that is one of the way that, especially during this COVID-19, where salon cannot open, spa, all this cannot open, right? So you are actually helping them to collect in advance packages.
Exactly.
Or the small service, one-time service like $58. Then you're actually helping your client to actually advertise in the so-called digital through Facebook marketing or whatever channel or webinar, and help them to collect in advance. And then your so-called your advertising, your digital marketing advertising is effective enough for people to pay to your client. Is that?
Exactly.
Is that how you? So
so even for
should be
beauty
something
clients,
to
right?
do with
So even for beauty clients, right? We actually also pivot them to webinar. So what they do, right, is actually explain through just now what is exactly we did, right? The vehicle objection, explain their technicalities, right? Instead of teaching, they actually handle objections throughout the presentation, and at the end sell an offer, like sell their products. So even for beauty, right, you can still sell beauty products. So there's a lot of ways to go about doing this.
I see. Good. Great that there are retail salons, spas still doing quite well with your help. Okay, we go to the next questions. Sokha is asking, can you give another example of vehicle objective related to other industry? Because she say she don't quite understand the difference between the 3 objectives.
Okay, so maybe I explain again. The 3 objections, right, consist of vehicle, internal, and external. Actually, even in my slides, right, I actually handled what is my topic? Webinar, right? So a lot of people would wonder, like, would webinar work for my business? So what did I do? I actually showed companies like Tesla, like US electrical car manufacturer also use webinar. Dell, computer manufacturer, use webinar. Even oil and gas use webinar. All the gurus, that famous ones, even Tony Robbins, use webinar. So what am I doing? I'm actually handling the vehicle objections to webinar. So let's say just now, the example for vehicle objection for them worth it, right? Because they actually share with people viral video. Then people, the same objection, would viral video work for me? Like, will it work for my business? Then we show them like the extremes. We show them even toilet bowl also use viral video to market.
I heard coffin also can.
Yeah,
I heard
even
coffin also can sell through webinar. I'm not sure how the guy is so good in selling coffin through webinar also. And I heard he's selling very well.
Exactly.
I
tell you.
I must hear his testimonial.
Yeah. So by using these testimonies and examples or information or evidence, right, you actually clear the objections within the content that you're actually going to teach. It's not like I give you step by step on how to create a viral video. Like step 1, you must make the thing, then step 2, the story, the step 3, wow, like this nobody will understand. But if you go in through this manner, I handle why viral video definitely work for all business, why viral video works for you. Because some people, right, like they have internal struggles. Like, yeah, I'm not handsome enough, then I cannot go on video. I don't want to appear on video. You know, got all these internal objections.
The best got 美图秀秀 You see, no, 美图秀秀 are not that pretty.
Yeah, exactly. No, now you can even use 美图秀秀. Show them how they can use 美图秀秀 to actually be more pretty on the camera. Then this can solve. This is a solution to that objection. This can be taught during that webinar also.
Okay.
You know,
it's like 2 hours. But there is really some of the ladies or people concerns that if they say they can make up or they can be actually they can do out after showing off on the video, they actually help to overcome some resistance. But that is besides the topics today. So we actually have Coffee Land here. Coffee Land is our friends. Our friends. He asked what is the first question. Okay, I will get back to you on that so we don't hold back the rest of the audience. So if there is no other questions, right, we actually exceeded the time. Let's see, do I miss out anybody? Okay, if not, right, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
Because I understand, right, there are many event marketers out there in the market, right? Not event marketer, Facebook marketers, digital marketer out there in the market, right? There has been marketing for like property events, workshop, or education workshop and training seminars, basically targeting on training seminars, educations. But because of the COVID-19, all the events, all the workshop, all the seminars was being held back. How can your business not affected? Can you share a bit? Can you share your insight secret? How do you switch? Or what do you? I believe that you must have done something correctly, right? Can you share with us that how do you do it and do it so fast? Right?
Okay. Lane, later I treat you kopi money, because I think your question is just now like the topic today. Because of COVID, we were forced. We cannot do like seminar, right? So we had to go online, and it becomes webinar. So actually, that's good thing because everybody is forced to stay at home, and they're finding activities to do to learn. So what happens, right, when you actually promote this seminar to actually promise them to learn something within this amount of time, people would usually express interest and register. So it's a lot different because you see, like today you book a room like for 50 packs. How much is it?
Correct.
Okay, it's very expensive. But today you use Zoom. You just pay for Zoom. It's like so cheap, and you can use for a whole month. And it's like you can use up to 100, 300, 500, or even 1,000 packs. So it's like not that limited. It's like exponentially you can virtually expand your space. So just like what like one of our clients, right? He's actually he teach like stocks. Like prior to this, right? He never do webinars before. He only do seminars. And seminars, right? Because he's been in the market for very long already. He has an office near Bugis. So he actually like always conduct, and every time you see like 10, 20 people only. Because it's like very hard to reach out to everybody to get them to come down to that location. But today he's doing his webinar, it's like 873 people, you know. It's like, you know how crazy it is? You know, like it's like if it's like non-COVID period, right? You have to, it might be the student of a year. Like the number of people to reach 873 people to come into a room, right? It might be one whole year to reach that number. But right now, this period of time, webinar is crazy. Like people just will come. Yeah. So that's how we are like really benefiting from it.
Yeah, this one I really strongly agree. Like for example, today, right, although we don't have so many people because basically we don't do any marketing, and we can still try out, right, to reach out to people that we know and then just post out to certain groups. And we have 40 people. We have 30, 40 people. That means we are applying what we have learned. We are talking to one to many, and the cost of running a webinar is actually pretty low. We no need to book a function room. We no need to book the availability on the function room, and then arrange for the slot. And then the most is we can repeat, and then we can continue and repeat what we say again and again every day, right? Until we are better. Then we can actually run the apps to the public to invite a lot of people to your webinar. So I think that the practice ground is wonderful to me lah. I'm not a webinar person also. You see, I also got to be.
and to be honest, right? And to be honest, if I were to give this presentation today on stage, right, I cannot, because actually I script out the whole webinar. Like I never sleep like the past 2-3 days to like really do this thing out. To really provide a lot of value to everybody. So it's like I literally scripted every single one of my slides. So it's like, because of webinar, I can stay behind my computer and then I can just read off my script. If I'm on stage, live events, it's impossible to do that.
Yeah.
So like people like you and me, right? Webinar is the best. Like we can script everything out and then read from it.
Okay. So I think we are quite exceed the time already. What is the last step back do you want to give to the audience before we end the sections today?
Okay, so if you are looking at like engaging us, then you can fill up the form. We will get back to you. If you find that we are good fit, then if not, you might not have a business currently. You might just want to continue learning more things. Then you might want to like go to this Facebook group. Can the moderator please help to send the 2 links that I sent earlier? One is the tiny URL / hyper offers. One is the Facebook hyper advertising group.
That is your training, is it? The second link is your training, is it?
Yeah, the second link is like on and off my partners will actually like share knowledge in it. So it's like a private group. So if anyone interested to learn more about marketing, about webinar or like funnels, they can actually come into this. Then we will actually do sharings regularly.
Okay, sure. Okay, so we should let's share our gratefulness and thanks to Douglas for his insightful sharing today. Hope everyone learned something and get back some tips and be able to start your webinar as soon as possible, because don't expect the COVID-19 is to be over soon, and be prepared for tomorrow and get ready live tomorrow if possible. Okay, guys? Thank you for your attention and thank you for participating today.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, everyone.
We wish you have a great night and have a good dream. And thank you, Douglas, for the sharing. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.